On July 20th, Phil and I went to the Blackstone River Glass studio where I took a class on making a vase. The studio was open and spacious with plenty of room. Here we've got the 1200-degree furnace where clear molten glass is clipped, the glory hole where we reheat, and that's only at 900 degrees. I was so impressed with the teachers. They were so attentive and patient, and they guided each student step by step. Their goal was to ensure success while maintaining safety and to ensure that everyone got to create their own masterpiece. They gave us a start to finish demo of what it takes to make something, and so we start by getting molten glass out of the furnace. Once we have that scooped up, we have to cool the pipe because it was just in 1200-degree heat. At this point, we prepare to shape it, and they use a block, which is like this cup that you put in, and you spin the thing around in there, and then you blow a little bit to make the center hollow. That was pretty cool. Now they use a paddle to even the top out, and I'd see sparks as things were going. We stick it back in the glory hole to reheat it for a little bit more shaping, and then we grab the jacks, which are like long tweezers, and you poke on that to either make the opening or to squeeze it at the end so you can take it off of the pole. When it's all done, you tap on it with a hammer, you put a little bit of water on it, and then it goes in the annealer to heal. Now, my turn to do this. First, you have to pick the color, and you pick from all these little glass beads. I decided to go with purple and white. Alex got the glass out of the furnace and he cooled off the pole, and he shaped it a bit in the glory hole to get it to the nice round piece we want, and then we rolled it in the frit, which is what the colored glass is called. First the purple, then we added the off-white and cool it down a little bit, and we have to add some more water to the pole to cool it down. So now it's multiple layers. Now we take it and we shape it using the block. And I was surprised how little pressure you had to put on this. Basically, the turning in it is what makes it the nice shape that it turns into. You can see the steam. There was actually a little bit of fire going on there too. The thing is wooden. Then he just took it and went back in and put it in the glory hole so that it could shape. And he's got a little hose there, and he's actually going to do some blowing as we work. Some of the students actually did their own blowing. It really just depended on what you wanted to do. We had to keep the thing rolling so that it didn't droop. Here I'm using the tweezer-like things, I forget what the jacks, to kind of squeeze the end so there's a place for it to come off. I was also surprised at how orange it was, but that's of course how it's so hot. So we had to use the jack to get a nice even edge here. At one point, we're going to take and it gets transferred from one pole to the other. I forget what they call the other pole that it gets transferred to. But anyway, he heated it up, and we made sure that the edging was good so that it would be able to get knocked off of the pole here. So you have to keep it rolling, otherwise the thing gets droopy, which is kind of an interesting thing. So the next thing we have to do is take the paddle and make the bottom nice and flat. So Alex works to heat it up so that it's ready to be manipulated, and he's going to bring it over to me, and I'm going to use the paddle to flatten the bottom. Now that the bottom's flat, Alex pokes a little so that we have something to stick the punty to so that we can transfer it to the other pole to work the top. This was really a coordination effect. I wondered how in the world people did this on their own. And here I am spinning it. You just had to keep it spinning. He's going and he's getting the little pole where we're going to transfer it from this pole. We're going to knock it off where I created that little edge, and we're going to transfer it to a different pole and do some more work there. So it's starting to turn purple, which is pretty cool. So see, he's popping the little pole on the end, and he puts a couple drops of water, and pop, it comes right off. That was amazing. So he cooks it a little bit more to get the bottom all nice and even, and we're going to work on shaping the top part here. You can see how hot it is in the furnace. That was pretty cool seeing it. And some of the students actually did this part, the turning part. Now I took the jack, and we had to take it and we had to stick it in so that we could bring out the edge and start to make the lip on it. And you can see he had to cook it a little bit more, which was fine. I've also sped this up a bit. The whole thing took about 15 minutes start to finish. You can see here how we're trying to even out the lip on the vase, and it kind of got a little wobbly, so he offered to straighten out the lip for me, which was great. I really appreciated that. So you can see here how he's using the jack to kind of even things out on the vase, and you can also see it's still starting to turn a little purple, but every time he sticks it back in, it goes back into that orange color. Now he brings it out and evens out the edge to make sure that the lip is even and smooth. And now he's going to walk it over to the table where he is going to add a touch of water, knock it off, and then use a blowtorch to flatten out the bottom and make sure that the place that it breaks off is nice and flat. And then they stick it in the annealer so that it can cool down over a period of a few days. And ta-da! Here's the final piece. I'm just so pleased with how this came out.